This will, I think, direct your thinking somewhat. Americans for Tax Reform put out a piece on Hillary Clinton's planned tax hikes. You got to listen to this. They're over $1 trillion. So far, she has proposed an income tax increase of $350 billion. And how is she going to get that? She's going to cap deductions, your itemized deductions, a 28% cap. So if you own a home and you're paying mortgage interest and so forth, or whatever it is, it's going to be capped. And this is so people who haven't earned what they're going to get can get more. So people can have free college and free this and free that. A business tax increase of $275 billion. May I ask you, how is that going to create good-paying American jobs, quote unquote? How will that stop companies from outsourcing or just picking up and leaving and going into another country? Shouldn't we create an environment in our country where other countries are outsourcing to us and their businesses are coming here? Isn't that the way to fix this? $275 billion through undefined business tax reform. They always use that word, reform. Then there's a fairness tax. $400 billion, 400 to 500 billion, $500 billion. In other words, she's going to really stick it to successful people. Now, you might say, well, I'm not a billionaire. Who cares? Well, guess what? It's going to probably include a lot of people who aren't billionaires. Maybe a two-income household. A fairness tax. Oh, you know what else she wants to do? She wants to increase the tax on the inheritance tax. So, if you have a small business or maybe you have a farm or whatever it is, you probably have to sell it, liquidate it, so you can come up with the taxes to pay, or your family will after you die. Now, keep something in mind. That's already been taxed. The money in your savings account, the money in a stock market, the money you plow back into a farm or a small business or so, you've already paid taxes on that money. This is truly immoral in my view. You know what else she wants to do? Increase the capital gains tax to what the ordinary tax rate is. Now, why do we have a capital gains tax that's lower than the ordinary tax rate? Anybody know? Well, of course, you all know. It encourages investment because sometimes investment can be risky. So it encourages people to invest. That's a good thing. She will attack it. She's got something called a tax on stock trading. Well, Mark, I don't have any stock. Yes, you do. You have a pension? You have a IRA, 401k, 403b, a mutual fund? A new tax on stock trading. So every time stocks are traded, they'll be taxed. So it'll be harder and harder for you to accumulate the monies you need for your retirement. Then she wants to create something called an exit tax. I think Trump wants to do something like this. So rather than reduce the extremely high, uncompetitive corporate tax rate, we have the highest, I believe, corporate tax rate in the industrialized world. She's proposing a series of measures aimed at inversions, including an exit tax on income earned overseas. A lot of people say, oh, that's good. Yeah, America first. Have you noticed this America first thing seems to mean government first? Not America first. America's not the government. The civil society is the government. You're the government. The private you're the society. The private sector is the society. America first. America first doesn't mean you slap tariffs on everything so the government gets richer and the consumer gets poorer and the employee is even in a shakier position than he or she was before. So an exit tax. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in Hillary Clinton's America, massive tax increases, massive new government spending, on top of everything Obama did. Massive redistribution of wealth, massive new entitlements. She's Bernie Sanders in a jumpsuit. Oh, yes, she is. She's Bernie Sanders in a jumpsuit. That's a disaster. She's a disaster.